Adrian Peterson news.
Yeah,
I'm
AP
sure,
is back in the news, unfortunately, and not for the right reasons.
Unfortunately. Yeah, so 36-year-old Adrian Peterson arrested Sunday morning at Los Angeles International Airport on charges of domestic violence. According to a Los Angeles Airport police statement, they received a call around 8:30 a.m. local time about a possible domestic violence on board an aircraft bound for Houston, and responded to a verbal and physical altercation between a male suspect and a female victim. Peterson was booked into jail, given a $50,000 bail, and released on Sunday, because obviously that isn't much for him, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's
later that afternoon. He did have a statement put out by a representative where he said his wife Ashley, or both him and his wife Ashley, said in a statement that the two had a verbal argument on the flight. Peterson grabbed her wedding ring and scratched her finger. A source close to the Peterson said, and the plane then returned to the gate. The sources said Ashley Peterson was not going to press charges.
Right. And the Peterson's representative also said, here's a quote from them. This is a private misunderstanding between husband and wife, and we anticipate it will all be resolved shortly. Peterson was arrested at 9:20 a.m. and has a court date set for June 16th. Ashley Peterson and the other passengers were able to continue on to Houston on their flight, and Peterson was charged. Obviously, this isn't the first time Peterson has been in the news for legal issues. It's been well known that...
and legal issues of the same nature,
right,
basically.
Exactly.
I mean, it's another kind of a domestic violence, domestic abuse kind of a case. I mean, this doesn't really sound quite like that. I mean, it's just, you don't do shit like that on a plane.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. It's, things are pretty strict on a plane, but, I mean, obviously what he did in the past was significantly worse. I mean, at least I would say, when he was charged with felony child abuse. Back in 2014, he used a switch to spank his then 4-year-old son, which resulted in cuts and bruises all over his body. Peterson eventually pleaded no contest to a reduced charge of misdemeanor reckless assault. In addition to a 2-year probation period, he was fined $4,000 and performed 80 hours of community service. And the NFL suspended him for 1 year.
I remember when that was happening, and that was a huge deal. And he missed the whole season with the Vikings. And that was when he was really at the peak.
I wasn't sure if he'd come back. At that point.
Exactly. So I mean, it's tough to say, at this point, if after this he plays in the NFL again. Obviously, we did see a little bit of AP this past season. The 15-year veteran finished this past season on injured reserve with the Seahawks, who had signed him to their practice squad in December after a 3-game run with the Tennessee Titans. He appeared in just 1 game with Seattle, ironically against the 49ers. He carried the football 11 times for 16 yards and a touchdown, which isn't much, but I mean, who really did run the ball well against us this season, to be honest. So, I
mean, I'm sure there was people significantly better than that. But
but that touchdown did tie Jim Brown for 10th place on the NFL's all-time touchdown list, and Peterson ranks 5th in NFL history with 14,918 yards. Career rushing yards, and he said he plans to continue playing next season, but we will have to see whether he gets any interest, because obviously that's got to be
it's more if a team wants him to play for them or not.
It's like,
exactly. I intend to play. It's like, well, bro, you can intend to play all you want,
play if somebody wants you. Yeah. So
there's probably some 55-year-old guy out there who's like, I want to play. Well, yeah, but
I will say this: I would like to see him at least get 82 more yards to at least get to the 15,000. I think that would be a nice solid figure. Do it for this week on the Extra Point Show. Thanks again for joining us here. As always, we appreciate you. And if you're not already, make sure that you like and subscribe and follow us on all the various social medias that we'll have on the screen here. And have a good night.